was real. Listen.
Good evening, good morning, and whenever you're watching this, I hope you're having a good day or good night. I am Paranormal Whipples, aka Ray, and this is Secrets of the Stars, episode 44. And tonight we're going to be discussing about the Tower of Babel from from the Bible, and we're also going to be talking about the Anunnaki again, like we discussed ages ago. So, but before that, let me introduce all my guests. First off, we have Shay.
Flu.
Then we have Daniel.
Hi, what's up?
And we have John.
Hello there.
So, make sure that you like and subscribe, everyone, and share this video out, and let's get this channel going some more. Like I said, I'm nearly at 500 subs. I'm one away. So, please share and let's get chatting and interacting. All right. So first things first, let's talk about the EU one. So the EU have finally decided to rebuild the Tower of Babel, and there's some crazy coincidences with it, we should say. Does anyone want to have a chime in while I get a picture up?
This is creepy. This is really scary. And I'm just like, why? I don't know what to think about this. I am creeped out. And I'm thinking, why does this have to happen now? Why couldn't this happen, like, I don't know, whatever, like 60 years from now, for example?
True.
Yeah. And if you don't know what we're referring to, everyone, we're referring to the EU Parliament building in Strasbourg, which looks like the Tower of Babel.
Like, I never heard about this until today. I mean, I think I would have heard something about it if this was finished in 2020, but apparently I just found out today.
Right.
I didn't even know they were building an EU Parliament building.
Here we are. For everyone that don't know, that's the Tower of Babel, which belonged to Babylon, and there's a Parliament building in Strasbourg. Look at it looks so similar, doesn't it?
Yeah, just creepily similar.
I've noticed as well, if you notice, on the Tower of Babel, it has like the descending steps, like it goes wide at the bottom and slowly gets thinner. The EU Parliament building does that as well. Not in like the same kind of way, but how the walls are designed, it goes panel by panel, slowly receding to that very top one.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for sounding so enthusiastic, John.
You're welcome.
So yeah, what are you thinking, John?
Well, I've literally heard it like 5 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, and I don't know. It's definitely questionable because, like, why would they why would they create something replicating that, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't honestly. I don't know. I don't know.
It is mad though to think about, because like ancient history and civilizations and everything just talks. It, like this was belonged to Babylon, obviously, and Babylon got lost a long time ago. Everyone, and then all of a sudden it's like, nah, that is a good idea for a building. So let's we modernize it and.
Mm.
It's like one of them things that you don't. It's like you question it, like before you build it. It's like, are you sure this is the path you want to go down, kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they obviously knew from when they were getting the architect in, or what kind of design they wanted. So
Yeah.
there again, it is the EU. And I'm not saying it because I'm from the UK and Brexit and all that, but
John,
they do make some questionable decisions.
Yes.
are you munching on something?
That's me.
No. That's right.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
All I
having
could
mint
hear
Apologize.
was
arrow.
all I could hear was someone going like,
I'm having me mint arrow. So yeah, I was saying like the EU do make some questionable decisions.
well, if I'm not mistaken, Babylon was in the Europe, like not like well, it was in European Union, like the European Union soil that it is today. I wouldn't know. I'm not good at geography, but Babylon was in that general area, was it not?
No, I think Babylon was in Iraq, if I remember.
Well, wouldn't that still be considered European soil?
No.
Oh,
There you go. Modern day Iraq. Look.
Yeah, you're on
Ah.
about something else. Babylon, something else. We're on
the
about
Tower of
Babel.
the Tower of Babel was in Babylon.
No, it wasn't. It was in Strasbourg, which I think is Germany.
No, that's where the EU building is.
It's a. I was going to say Babel's a mythical thing from Genesis,
No, it's
from the
Babylon.
Bible.
Look.
I'm kind of for what the video's telling me.
From Babylon. Look, there you go. Babylon,
See?
Iraq. Look.
See, I was right, John.
Mm. Oh well, right. I apologize for misleading false information.
Like, it is crazy. Right. Look. This was taken 4 years before. Look. It was completed. Look.
Hmm. Yeah, but then as you scroll down that article, that's a completely different building, is it not?
That's the Brussels building.
Ah.
That's the Brussels EU building. So the Brussels EU building is like different to what they wanted in Strasbourg. Look. If you notice.
Have you? Did you in that video? Did you notice how someone had created? They'd done a picture of like the stars, and the stars were upside down.
Yeah, the EU stars. Yeah.
Can I present? Share screen. I don't know which screen it's going to share. Hang on. I don't know what you can see here. No, has that not worked? Share screen. This one. If I close that down. Like this here. You see it? There you go. Like the stars. And then I'm just reading it here. Where was it? There. Read that and let me know what you think.
The Parliament will effectively reverse God's punishment to teach a lesson concerning idolatry and arrogance. Third, look closely at the stars at the top. Do they look strange? They are upside down, aka reverse pentagrams. The symbolism behind pentagrams is extremely deep and complex, but we can all say a regular pentagram refers to good ruling, and a reverse means with evil ruling.
And then that one.
There is no question there. Second, the slogan, "Europe many tongues, one voice," refers to God, confusing the people with many languages.
Because they try, because it was originally like the original. Oh, fuck. Hang on, I can't get my words out.
Original design, I think you're trying to say.
It's creepy. Like, look at the stars, like around that building. They say it like it symbolizes like the horns of Satan.
Yes, yeah. Hang on, where's that? Yeah, there it is. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, that.
But like, I don't know. I heard that they were actually using that as a flag inside the building. Why would they do that if that's what happened?
Yeah, because when it was, when they created it, they were saying it was made for everyone with the same language. So they've sort of like then again reversed it and said, well, no, it's God confusing everyone with multiple languages.
Yeah, because there's that theory that we were all supposed to be speaking English, but something happened, and we were like, I think it was when Adam and Eve we were all supposed to be speaking the same language, and then when they went against him, I think he's done it as punishment.
Yeah. Well, it was on about something about punishment there. Where did I read it?
Yeah, the first bit I read when you underlined it. There, good
Oh, yeah, the
ruling is a regular
punishment teacher
pentagram.
lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Shay?
Oh. Shay.
Shay LaPleur has decided to be Shay the Quiet One.
Oh no, I had to go talk to my mum.
Oh, what did you think of that?
I'm not too sure, to be fair. I wasn't really able to read it.
Basically, it said that all the reverse pentagram, it means equal ruling, and they think that the way they've done it is that it's a mockery of mock of God, saying that where he done the thing as punishment to stop us all having to speak the same language and make us have different languages, you know.
Mm,
That's why they say up like that.
maybe. I mean, there's always been different languages because there's always been like different areas that speak to each other differently, like the Native American tribes, Middle Eastern tribes, and all of that. So they've always spoken differently, but I can see where it's coming from.
That seems like kind of weird. Like, I'm not saying in a bad way, but the EU seem to be shady with it. Because, like we said, hello, Cam. It's like, why the fuck are the EU? Like, why did it get completed the same month? Apparently, COVID was on the loose.
Mm.
Or it just seems kind of like weird.
Yeah.
What are you thinking with that, Daniel?
I don't know. I mean, I like to think that it's probably a coincidence, but I don't know. I mean, I hope they're not behind it, because there are conspiracy theories that say that they released this on purpose. It was China and a bunch of other countries too that released this on purpose. But I've heard some like conspiracy theories. Like, I was talking to somebody, and she told me that the governments wanted to. They released this COVID. They wanted to kill at least 1 billion people. 1 billion and something people, but they only killed a few million, so they're behind on their quota, and like they want to release more diseases between now and 2030.
Carry on, Daniel.
Yeah. They want to release more diseases from now until 2031. And it's just really, 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 really like I'm thinking, oh yeah, and this person kept on telling me the governments are evil, and they just don't give a shit about. They just want to wipe out people, and it's just creepy. I don't know what to believe.
It's crazy. Like, we know the EU is behind a lot of things that don't make sense. I'm not
Did you
saying that
notice
in a bad way.
the main tower's been left intentionally unfinished?
Yeah. You see that, yeah.
The building's tower is 60 meters high, and it is intentionally left unfinished on one side. The building's central tower has said to be inspired by the Roman I don't even know how to pronounce that word.
Amphitheater.
That's it.
There you go.
The building's tower is said to have been inspired by the Tower of Babel in Bruegel's painting. And then the building's unfinished tower is said to symbolize Europe's unfinished journey to unity. And then the building's open western side symbolizes Europe's ongoing journey towards unity.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
That sounds even more weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're saying that they want to make a one world government, and that would be the base of operations for it.
No, if we're not being finished, I think they'll be afraid that it might leak. No, in all seriousness, though, it's like, why would they? This is what I mean. It seems like everywhere, like lately, they're like all these buildings seem to be connected in some aspect. If you notice, there's some kind of purpose behind them. Like if you notice, if you remember when the what's name got built in London, and everyone's been still questioning why it's built like that. What is it? The Shard.
Yeah.
Like, why is that been built like that? Everyone's still questioning that today, this day, isn't they?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, every time I see the Shard, I'm always thinking, like, are they ever going to finish it?
It looks like a rocket, doesn't it, at first, when you first saw it getting built?
See, I think the reason they done that is to represent London's, I'm not too sure, so don't 100% me on this, but obviously I think it's to represent London's resilience or something like that. I don't know. All I know is there's a bunch of offices.
All I know is it gets used by Alan Sugar during The Apprentice. Well, if you know,
I want to know.
When the painting was done, it was 2202 BC. And then and it got finished 2 years ahead of schedule. It's kind of weird, doesn't it?
The maths ain't mathing.
No, it don't.
Well, I don't think this one's gonna fall like the last one, right? The last one was made of what? Stone, right? And yeah, right. This one is made of stainless steel, right? So it's probably not gonna. It's probably not gonna fall.
And pure glass by the looks.
Yeah.
Then again, if you notice, a large amount of buildings being built nowadays do look like that. Just a bunch of steel and glass.
True. True. It do be like that.
I mean, for example, the gherkin, the shard,
The gherkin.
the gherkin, the weird.
That's what you put in your burgers, is it not?
Yeah, there is a building in London called the Gherkin.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a gherkin. It looks like a flat. It looks like a specific object that I'm not allowed to name.
Boris Johnson said was getting it, weren't it? Like it was like that, weren't it?
I don't know. Whatever
You know
burger they're building, where are the buns?
You know the building he's on about, don't you, John?
No, I'll have a look in a second.
I know, I've got it here. This one.
Ah.
That one.
Man. Oh yes, yeah. I get what you mean when you said you can't say it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but why is it everything getting made out of glass all of a sudden?
No clue.
Yeah, because it's not structurally in.
It's not structurally sound.
That's it.
I'm not gonna say it, but think 2001. The buildings. What were they mostly made of? Glass and steel.
Yeah. And everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah,
in the last few minutes, I've just cleared 500.
Oh, guessing.
Thank you,
John. Fucking clap.
Yeah, it's like what?
Shay, I found your girlfriend. No, I swear down. I actually have. Wait.
You know why the first Tower of Babel was like they stopped building it, right? Because because God like twisted all the languages and confused people. Like I think I read a thing in the Bible that says like they can't finish this tower because if they do, like nothing will be withheld from them or something. So you're thinking like, what was this thing? I mean, what was this thing? It couldn't have been just a normal tower.
Which
exactly.
one now?
It's like, if you think about it as well, there's a lot of stories down the years. Like, we were going down a religious route, and we're not meaning to offend anyone. But there's lots of stories down the years of like God doing something with a building or the devil. Or the devil. Like in my local town, not where I am now, but Chesterfield. There, that church there is said to have been like the spire is supposed to it's supposed to be crooked because the devil was on it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the local castle here where I am now. Apparently the devil stayed here on his way, and when he went out of the town, that's when he connected with the church in Chesterfield. Wow. So why is history always talking about like stuff like that? Like in the Bible, it's always or or legends, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, what was this tower? Like, how? Like, was it really that bad? Oh, well, I don't know if it was bad, but like where did it go? You know, I heard some theories that this tower, the Tower of Babel, was a Stargate, and the Stargate would have led. They could have walked right into heaven, which is kind of dangerous when you think about it, because it's not a physical. From what I hear, it's not a physical realm. So if somebody were to walk through, they would just disappear when they hit the other side. They would just go poof, gone.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, we don't, like what you said, we don't know what it was. So we could be like, we're all putting all these theories out there, and it could be something as simple as, I don't know, it could be just as simple as like their version of government. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their version of government, you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to see if I can find anything about what was the original purpose.
Oh, John's disappeared.
I mean, if they completed that thing, would they be that powerful? I don't know. I mean, it kind of makes you question and wonder, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the first
There you
thing.
go. According to the Bible, the original language spoken before the Tower of Babel is referred to as a single universal language with no specific name given, but often called the Adamic language, as it believed to be the language spoken by Adam, the first man. The story of Babel describes God confusing the languages of people, causing the diversity of languages we see today. There you go.
Interesting.
So basically, that is very interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
What do you think of that, Daniel?
Yeah, you know, it's just like, I think it's the same thing that God said when they were casted out of when Adam and Eve were casted out of Eden, when they ate the forbidden fruit. They were like, oh, we got to throw them out, because if we don't, you know, they're going to be so smart, so they're going to be just like us, and nothing will be withheld from them, right? Which I'm just like, we could have been way smarter than we are now. Oh, well, I didn't know knowledge was so bad.
That is crazy though, because so basically what they're saying is that basically looks like the EU is basically coming and basically saying to God, you've messed us up and now we're taking a piss out of you. I don't know what you guys think.
So the government
of
just
that.
being the government.
No, you hear what I say?
Yeah, you're saying that the government's trying to take the piss out of God,
Yeah,
which is what they do anyway.
yeah.
Like,
Because
what else is new?
Because yeah, basically what they do anyway. And then when something goes wrong, then they're like, "Oh, I wish we didn't do that." It's like they said, according to the Bible, the original language spoken before the Tower of Babel is referred to as a single universal language with no specific name given, but it's often called the Adamic language, believed to be the language spoken by Adam, the first man. And the story of Babel describes God confusing the languages of people, causing the diversity of languages that we are seeing today.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this EU thing is them basically sticking their middle fingers up at God again and saying, you thought you could confuse us with languages, and no, you know.
But then, isn't an EU building full of multiple bilingual languages anyway?
Yeah, but I think they have devices like translators that can translate the languages.
Yeah, true.
It's like Star Trek, something from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But look at this. Well, look at this picture. This combines the two. No.
Ow. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. How nuts is that?
That's like you can't say
Yeah.
that they're not the same building.
Yeah. It's like you
That
try
is
to compare the
technically a dig.
buildings from different time periods.
You see that, Shay?
Mm-hmm.
It's like what it
It's
would
your
have
fault
looked like
now.
back then to what it looks like now. It's like a before and after. It's it's
Mm-hmm.
exactly the same building. That's
A glow up, not a blow up.
sure.
That seems crazy though. That's like that, you know.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't think that necessarily. Like when it was like leaning like that, look, it's like perfect. Going around, it looks perfect, doesn't it? Like it belongs on there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You notice that? And that's the trouble.
Mental.
It really is. It's like. And the painter was Dutch who painted the that painting of the Tower of Babel. So So, is there anything else you want to add, Shay?
No, not really. I mean, you've basically said everything I was gonna say.
Daniel, anything else you want to say before we move on?
Wow, I can't believe I just found this out today, and I gotta say, it is creepy.
It is creepy. But not surprising. No. What about you, John? Anything you want to add?
No.
Right. So now moving on, we have the Anunnaki. Who knows about the Anunnaki story?
I've heard of it.
They're like aliens who descended upon Earth in the beginning, and they kind of like gave people knowledge and stuff.
Yeah.
They came from a certain star system or something.
Basically, the Zeta Reticuli system.
The Zeta. Wait, is that? Zeta Reticuli. Zeta Reticuli.
Yeah. The same star system where the Greys come from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know about the Anunnaki, Shay?
No.
So basically, the Anunnaki, I'll see if I can get a TikTok up of my man Billy Carson explaining them to you. And you'll see what I mean. All right.
Wait, the Greys are from the same star system?
Yep. They are.
I heard that the Greys wiped themselves out in a nuclear war. That's what Pop Culture Curator told me. They wiped themselves out in a nuclear war, and they're here to imprint themselves onto us because they know they're dying.
Well, I'll let you listen to this, and then you'll see what I mean. How crazy this is. Right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
name of the being, the Anunnaki. That's the name of the beings that, according to the ancient texts, came from heaven to earth. In the Egyptian culture, they call them the Naturu, and they said they came to earth and turned mud into a kingdom. In the Bible, they call them the Anak. They have these names in all different cultures. They all show up around the same time in every culture, and I started finding more instances of them in every culture I looked into around the same time period. And I go, these people really came here at some point in the distant past. It seems to be now around 450,000 years ago they arrived, and about 200,000 years ago, according to the text, they started genetically tinkering with human beings, saying they were adding their essence to them to get us to do the labor for them. So around 200,000 years ago, they started tinkering with us. And there's a famous cylinder scroll and with some text at the British Museum with Isis, the goddess Isis, who was one of the original Sumerian pantheon, not Egyptian. And she's holding up a baby and she says, the first Adamu, which means first man, my hands have created it. And she claims to have taken this baby to term for 10 months in her own womb to create the more modern version of Homo sapiens sapiens, the Anunnaki.
That's odd.
Hmm.
These
And then another, yeah. So that's that. And then, yeah. And this one as well.
In the tablets, they don't actually make a human being from like dirt and dust, like it says in the Bible. Like they didn't create no dirt and just make a human being like magic. What they did was there was an existing hominid already on this planet. So the Ejiti was getting ready to go to war. There was going to be a coup against they fell from heaven to earth. They came from Mars down to earth to go to war. And the Atrahasis, they encircled the camp in Africa of Enlil and Enki and Anu, who was their father. And they're getting ready to go to battle because their working conditions are harsh. They've been working for 250,000 years. And the biggest complaint was no women. And they felt like they were becoming slaves, even though they were volunteers for this breakaway civilization. And so the war almost happened. But then Enki, who's Enlil's brother, says, I have an idea. There's an existing being here. They're talking about our cousin, not Homo sapien. Something else was here already, our cousins. We can add our essence to it and get it to do our labor, to do your labor. And an agreement was made. This is in the Enuma Elish and a totally separate tablet called the Atrahasis Epic. 2 separate tablets saying the same exact thing, which is interesting because it corroborates the story. And so this was done. And so what they did was they first started with taking genetic material and then making these clones. But the problem with the clones was they couldn't reproduce on their own. You know, if you take a horse and a donkey and you get a mule, and a mule can't mate with anything. See what I'm saying? So they had added their essence to us. We were then a mule. We weren't able to mate. They had to keep trying to recreate more and more of us the hard way. Eventually, and they were doing this in a place called, it was in South Africa, called Adam's Calendar in Africa, which they discovered recently where the first 200,000-year-old gold mines were, because they were putting us to work right away mining gold. But anyway, so from there, they said, okay, these clones are here, but it's not working out properly. And that's when Nehursag, aka Isis, said, I'm going to take one to term. She took an egg out of a hominid, cleaned out some of the genetic material, added their essence to it. In other words, genetically modified the egg in some way. This is what we call in modern scientific terms making a zygote. And then in vitro fertilization in her own womb, 10 months later gave birth to Adamu, which means first man. And the famous cylinder scroll is in the British Museum of her holding up the baby saying, my hands have created it, the Adamu. And that was Adam. And then after that, there was this tablet that came out called the Myth of Adapa, which is also Adamu in a different way. But it talks about the fact that we are created in a way where Enki, for whatever reason, it pissed his brother off. He added something a little extra to us that he wasn't supposed to do. He gave us the capability of having, in the future, of superseding the Anunnaki themselves. And it made the Anunnaki relatives of his jealous of us and angry with us because he had created something that even long term could be better than them. Extra strands of DNA and all this other stuff that he incorporated into our genome that would allow us eventually one day to rise even above. And nobody knew why he did it, but it got him into a battle against his own brother. This is all in ancient tablets. So in
there you go.
Well, That's crazy.
Makes you think. Wow.
Yeah, it's because if you think every time something about like the first civilization comes up, you always think Adam and Eve as the first humans. You don't
Yeah.
think beyond that or like before that.
What do you think, John?
I've just found something that links fucking the one that we were just watching. About Babylon. Is that what it's the same thing, is it not? No?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right. Listen to this. Hang on. Where's it gone? The Anunnaki, Sumerian, also transcribed as Anunnaki, then other pronunciations of it,
Yeah.
or variations, are a group of deities of an ancient Sumerians, Akkadians, Assyrians, and Babylonians. So that is that not linking thingy to the Tower of Babylon or the Tower of Babel?
Basically, yeah.
So do you still think that the Eden was on Earth?
Yes.
You remember what you said? Remember there was like you remember you said that there was another planet in our solar system a long time ago, but it was destroyed when its moon crashed into it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. That could be
And like
Eden, yeah.
that could be like the asteroid belt, right?
Yeah.
That could be the asteroid belt. It could be this planet or pieces of this planet.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, there's also this. And we don't have this capability anymore. We have tall people here, but you listen to this and tell me that this ain't weird. Hold on. Right, there it is.
Well, when you look at the text, it's pretty clear. There were people here that were massive.
In the ancient text talks about giants who were twice that size, 3 times the size. So what does the ancient scriptures talk about, and ancient texts talk about giants?
Well, when you look at the text, it's pretty clear. There were people here that were massive. Over time, as these people made it, their offspring got shorter and shorter and shorter, or smaller and smaller. So now you look into these Anunnaki beings coming here from much larger planets in some cases. Planets, according to some of the texts, 4 to 5 times, even 6 times larger than Earth. So you come from a planet maybe that big. Tiamat was approximately that big as well. And you come to Earth. Now you are a superhuman. You're massive. You're stronger. Picking up giant stones and blocks and knocking over trees and everything else is a piece of cake because this stuff weighs nothing to you. And then you have accounts of people witnessing them saying, hey, these people were here. They were massive. We were grasshoppers in their eyesight. And all these crazy terminologies they were used to describe the height and the size of these massive beings. And the walls throughout Egypt, you can see hieroglyphs of some of these people, massive people. And then you can see the human beings working and serving them down by the kneecap in some cases.
I was going to say that would explain how pyramids and that were made, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we'd slave and make the big stones and that, and then they'd just pick them up and move them where they wanted.
True.
Let's see if I can get a Tiamat bit up, and then you'll see what I mean.
Wait, ancient texts talk about planets that were bigger than ours? Really?
Yep.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Wow.
So wait, these planets came to our planet?
Mm.
That was creepy. When remember we saw, yeah.
So what are they saying, that one day that we could take over the Anunnaki?
Yep.
Like in thousands of years.
Yeah. Apparently, we've lost the ability to do certain things that they taught us. But yeah, here's another thing. This is probably what you're on about, Daniel. Like when I talked about Tiamat, this is another thing, and this is talking about our moon, and I believe this 100%. So I need to listen to this.
Is the moon is called Lamu in the ancient Mesopotamian and Babylonian text. It's in the tablets, and it used to be a moon of an orbiting moonlet of Tiamat. Just like Jupiter has all those moons, well, Tiamat had a lot of moons too. Tiamat was the third planet originally, and it was 4 to 6 times larger than Earth. Massive planet, supermassive, with water and life and land. And Tiamat, now in the early part of the solar system, during the early years, our solar system gravitationally captured another mini solar system. Okay, it was a brown dwarf with planets orbiting it. But one of those planets, or one of those moons, one of those planets crashed into Tiamat, breaking it into pieces. A huge chunk swung away, became the Earth, taking a lot of the life and water and everything with it, recoalesced the Earth. It also gravitationally it tugged the moon along with it, so the moon came into orbit. Now, much later, you find that the Anunnaki had visited the moon and converted the moon into a way station or a base, a moon base. They hollowed out a lot of the interior of this structure. They built substructures underneath the surface, and they made an entire base on the opposite side. What they did was they set the moon into a locked orbit with Earth to where only one side shows as we spin it. As we rotate on our axis, the moon rotates at the same exact speed, only giving us one face, while they hide themselves on the opposite side. We call it the dark side of the moon. We discovered objects on the dark side of the moon in a mission called the Clementine mission. The Clementine mission was a military satellite, a low lunar orbiting satellite that was sent up, and it was in a low lunar orbit, and it crashed into structures on the opposite side of the moon and never came home. The moon.
Wow.
There you
Wow.
go. What do you think of that, guys?
That is cool.
That's amazing. That would explain why you only see one face of the moon.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Did you hear the rumor, the theory that there's something on the dark side of the moon that we can't see?
It's definitely that.
Mm.
What do you think, Shay?
Yeah. I mean, like John said, it would explain why we only ever see one half of the moon, never the opposite side.
Hmm.
Because even though both spin, that counteracts the moon's spin, which would also only mean we only ever see one side. Because as we're spinning, as the
Yeah.
moon spins, we spin, because the Earth spins quicker than the moon,
Yeah.
obviously. So we're spinning, so we're only ever going to see one side of the moon. And even though the moon's still spinning, by the time the opposite side of the moon would be facing us, it would be daytime, so we wouldn't see the moon.
Hmm.
Mm. Wow.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Mental.
So yeah, like it's crazy though. Yeah. Can't remember if this is near enough the same thing, but yeah. I'll see if this one is near. I don't know if he says anything different in this one, but I'll let you have a listen to this one as well.
Existed. You had Mercury, Venus, which was in the position we're in now, and then you had Tiamat. Earth wasn't here yet. Tiamat had 2 moons. It probably had more than that, but the 2 we know of is the moon we have now and Mars. Mars can be backtracked. Even modern mainstream astrophysicists agree that Mars was probably a moonlet that orbited a much larger planet based on the weird elliptical orbit that it has. Yeah. So what happened was you have our moon and you have Mars, a habitable moon, orbiting Tiamat. Tiamat in the Enuma Elish, the 7 tablets of creation, literally gets impacted by another object that was orbiting another star. So our solar system had gravitationally attracted a rogue solar system, so to speak, and there was a collision that happened which made Tiamat explode. When Tiamat exploded, now here's something interesting before I go that far. In the text, it says that Tiamat's glory rivaled the sun. It was a water-bearing planet with land and life. Now, who wrote that? How did they know that this planet had land and life, and that it rivaled the sun's glory? That when the sun shined on it, it beamed back because it had so much water and it was so massive. It was 6 times larger than Earth. Somebody had a view of this planet from somewhere in the solar system. But anyway, so it exploded. A huge chunk swung away with all that land and organic material and recoalesced as the Earth. The moon then was put into place to balance the wobble. And so Earth has weird anomalies inside of it that go back hundreds of millions of years. And people are like, how did this hammer, this 200 million year old hammer, because they can tell by the depth in these mines, how did this pottery get down here? 300 million year old piece of pottery. It's not from Earth. Before Earth even existed.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Now tell me I'm not blowing your mind.
I was just gonna say that. That's mind blowing, dude. That just
Yeah,
blew
so
my
what are you
mind.
thinking,
I
guys,
thought that
now?
before, but it's so cool.
Shay?
I was just thinking because that would explain a lot. Because obviously, there's no real evidence that humans that we know of created things that are found hundreds of meters down into the earth that date back millions of years ago. There's no proof that we did it. There's no like transcripts or just anything except the pots.
Exactly.
And 9 times out of 10, they're usually these giant, grand pots that would roughly be around 5 to 6 feet, which I highly doubt you'd see a human from like 6 million years ago building a pot that big.
Exactly, and that's what they say. They say what's the name? That's why they say that the Mars is the better planet for us because they say there's more air's more breathable on Mars. We can grow plant life up there better
Mm.
and everything. So yeah,
And they actually found frozen water there. They actual frozen water.
yeah.
Wow.
Like, I heard
What do you
rumor
think,
that there
John?
was like there was a civilization on Mars at one point, like millions of years ago, but they destroyed themselves in a nuclear war.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to explain it. I mean, what else would burn off the atmosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
That explosion, though, when the two planets collided, would that not burn Mars? If Mars was a second moon to that planet?
That's
Yeah.
what I can't understand.
I mean, going off of the scaling, if the planet was 6 times larger than Earth, that would mean the core of the planet would be around the size of Earth, which in turn, the core itself has enough energy stored to wipe out Venus through, I think, to Saturn. And that's just from our planet's core. So imagine a core the size of the planet. That
Well,
power would be stretched like tenfold. It would most likely reach Neptune, but then again, you also need to think the sun as well, because the sun is shrinking, obviously, because of how much energy it has to exert. At the time, there would have been a point where the sun was bigger than it is now, because the sun consumes and exerts energy all at once, as it's a giant ball of mass and fire and gases and whatnot.
Wait, the sun is getting smaller? I thought it was getting bigger.
No, the sun's getting smaller because obviously where it's having to exert more energy due to the gravitational pull around the sun, and I think Earth is on its orbit around the sun's either getting smaller or it's slowly getting
There you
larger.
go.
I'm not too sure.
Where you look, there's the sun. There's Mercury,
Hmm.
The
Venus.
sun is currently getting slightly bigger over time, but in the distant future, it will be significantly expand into a red giant star, making it much larger than its current size. Though while it's slowly growing now, its major size can change. Its major size change will be a massive expansion later in its life cycle.
That's weird because red stars are usually dwarf stars, which are about the size of Venus.
When those 5 billion years are up, the sun will become a red giant. That means the sun will get bigger and cooler at the same time. When this happens, it will be different than the sun we know today as a red giant star. As a red giant, our sun will become 2,000 times brighter than it is now.
I just remember seeing something about the sun getting smaller over time, but then obviously getting bigger, then smaller, then bigger, then so on and so forth.
If you look, though, I was going to say, there's the sun, there's Mercury, there's Venus, there's Earth, there's Mars. Look at the space that we have, like I was saying, to Jupiter,
Mm,
then Saturn. Then look at the space we have to Uranus and Neptune, and then, like, there is something that happened here, because you look at the space we have.
yeah.
Yeah, because shockwaves span out, don't they?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
also noticed as well, if you look at Mars's
Orbit.
orbit, it's wider on one side than it is another.
Gravitational pull.
That would mean it'd be get pulled closer.
That's
No,
real.
because if so, Venus would have been where we are. I was
Which
trying to
would-
think of what you said. That
Yeah.
like
So Venus would be where we are. Tiamat would be where Mars, I presume, would be.
Which
so
would
yes,
mean
as it blows up, it stretches outwards. So Mars would have been in a gravitational pull outwards. Hence why it's wider on one side than it is the other.
Yeah.
yeah, but then that would mean Mars would be a lot further out. Because if Tiamat was where Mars is, Mars would have been a moon. And then if it exploded, it would
Yeah,
get
true.
pushed, which would mean it'd probably be around where Jupiter is.
Hmm. Because there's where Mars is, look. Like, that seems crazy though, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Hang on, if I can get it now, hmm. Where is it? And this is one of the things that he says about the soil on Mars. And then this is literally what I mean, like, we belong on Mars.
Mars is better for growing.
There
The
you go.
soil on Mars is better for growing crops than the soil on Earth.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. How would they know this? Also, there's not just oxygen, but all the other gases that are needed to sustain biological life. Now, is oxygen still leaking into the atmosphere? Yes, it's still leaking out into the atmosphere, but it's somewhere being generated. They keep finding more and more oxygen is being generated from somewhere as it's leaking. So who's creating or what is creating this oxygen? I believe that there are trees and plant life on Mars based on some of the satellite images that I've seen. I'm going to send you some to show to your viewers with the source links. They can look it up themselves and see for themselves what I'm looking at. I believe that there's a source that is generating, and they've also found a lot of methane. Why is there methane? Methane is usually a byproduct of a biological process. There's a lot of methane on Mars, which means something is alive and something is creating waste product. I don't see any cows on TV on Mars, so something's up there. They don't want to tell us what it is. What I've seen in some of these anomalies that exist in the images, they are building a breakaway civilization on Mars because that's the next big place to go and create their own thing. And there's an infrastructure that is being built there for a very long time, and when they arrive, they are going to inhabit those infrastructures. They're not going to be living in a tin can and walking around in a spacesuit until they die. Billionaires that have the creature comforts of this planet, oceans, lakes, rivers, private jet flights, parties and mansions and everything else, aren't going to go live in a tin can until they die. There's something up there that they know exists, and they're going to live in it.
Wow.
Awesome, dude. Oh my God, that really blows my mind. I wonder what's up there.
Yeah.
Right, I'm booking a flight to Mars. Anyone coming?
Yes.
I don't know. I'd be too scared. I don't know what's. I don't know.
I'll knock you out first. It's fine. I'll wake you up when we get there.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also this theory about Mars. And then we can discuss it, and then that'll be the end of the stream. Yeah, this is then. Right. So this other one that he talks about.
We have Mars is oxygen.
I don't know where is it.
We have Mars, which used to be a moon. Have you
There's
heard
one.
about the Mars theory? It's pretty scary. The theory suggests that Mars was actually the original home planet of humans. Then
There's one.
something catastrophic happened, forcing us to flee and settle on a different planet. The idea is that there was once an advanced civilization on Mars, and the planet's environment, including its atmosphere, was once suitable for human life. What adds to the credibility of this theory is the presence of an element called xenon on Mars. On Earth, xenon is typically found only after a nuclear explosion, which is the most mind-blowing part. So the theory speculates that nuclear warfare might have devastated Mars, but some people managed to escape just in time, landing on Earth and having to start civilization from scratch. This could also explain why humans are the only species with such a high level of consciousness, because we might actually be aliens. The most frightening aspect of this theory is the possibility that history could repeat itself, especially now that so many countries possess nuclear weapons.
There's that one. Right. And then
There's
this
a
one.
theory suggesting that humans might actually have originated from Mars rather than Earth. According to this idea, an advanced Martian
Maybe they talked about
civilization
more.
existed in the distant past but was devastated by a catastrophic event, rendering Mars uninhabitable. A few survivors are believed to have escaped to Earth and started anew. What makes this theory intriguing is the presence of xenon-129,
No.
a noble gas isotope. Xenon-129 is typically formed only through nuclear explosions or reactor leaks. Mars has significant amounts of this isotope, particularly in two specific regions. While natural nuclear reactions are possible, the levels of Xenon-129 found on Mars suggest something more destructive, like large-scale explosions. This, combined with evidence of ancient rivers ocean beds, organic materials, and what appear to be man-made anomalies has fueled speculation and curiosity about the theory.
There you go.
That's odd.
Yeah. And
Hey, can you give me those vids on Discord?
yeah, I can send them to you, dude.
'Cause I'd like to
and
share them.
Yeah, that's fine. And then there's also this one, which I showed you ages ago, I think, Daniel. But I'll show Shay and John.
Now, what's that doing on Mars? That's the last image taken by Spirit rover before it went offline and never broadcast another image ever again.
When was this taken?
That Spirit rover's last image, that was probably about maybe almost 10 years ago now.
Click on the let's look at the source link from NASA's website.
Oh, they took it off.
Oh wow.
That's an object that is really bizarre. Again, you look at the surrounding terrain, it didn't seem to match. It went viral. This one made the news and everything. It made all the mainstream news channels.
And what happened? So go to that.
These tubes are amazing. They've been on the news. These tubes run for miles. They're huge. They're massive. They actually are these tubes that run in and out and all around the planet in certain areas. And they're hollow on the inside, and they're not rocks, clearly. And what's interesting is if you see where that arrow is, down from the arrow, you see where two tubes kind of almost run into each other. They have these ribbed type things that are keeping the tube, the structure open, so it's hollow on the inside. The purpose of it, nobody has a clue.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's odd.
There you go.
Can you put that one in Discord as well for me?
Yeah, I'll put all three in if you want. So what do you think of that then?
Yeah, it's great. I like Billy Carson. He's really smart.
Told you.
Sean knows what he talks about, like.
A lot of people don't like him because of what he does, but I think he's fascinating.
So either Tiamat was Eden or Mars was Eden, and we came here.
Right, that's the first one. I'll put in the Stellar Whispers because of obviously being a yeah. Right, there's that one.
What?
Oh, he's shotting them in Discord.
Yeah. And then yeah, if you're looking into Stellar Whispers, Daniel, there you go. So yeah. And then I'll put one about the soil as well. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, what are you thinking then, Shay?
Yeah, I think it's strange, to be fair.
Think it's true?
Yeah, I mean, there's enough evidence for it to seem true, because obviously there's the asteroid belt with no origin. There's obviously Mars, which can hold water. There's Earth, which logically makes no sense, since if you go off of how science says Earth was created, how does life come from two giant rocks colliding?
Yeah.
Hey, look! I found an alien!
Your dog.
Take me to your leader.
So what are you thinking, John?
Wait.
Yeah. So what are you thinking, Daniel?
I think it's awesome.
There's John's dog, one of John's dogs.
Oh, he's so cute.
Okay, my baby. Yeah. Go on. Go back to sleep.
John kidnapped them.
Yeah, so crazy, isn't it, Shay?
Yeah.
It sure does make you think, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? There's something that they don't want us to know about. Because why else did they delete that image?
Exactly.
And why don't they want us talking about the space as much? And yet they want to get up there all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think that
Like
I
if
don't
it was
get it.
Earth, if it was Earth, no. If it was the moon, they'd be up then tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where it's always, oh, we want to go to Mars, we want to try and get to Mars, but they never seem to make any sort of effort to. It's always, oh, we're trying to. But if it was the moon, they'd be up there tomorrow.
Yeah, just give me a time and a date and they'll be there.
Yeah.
But it's like, the thing is, if we were to like inhabit Mars, the amount of money it would cost to go there would be fucking ridiculous.
Well, he's also done a video which might be interesting to you guys as well. But I won't play it, but watch this in your own time. NASA own the rights to the Great Pyramid.
What?
There you go.
They own rights, or they owned?
I just showed it. I just sent it to you in Discord on the in Interstellar Whispers. Look. Watch that and see how weird that is.
Of the Great Pyramid? NASA. What? They own the what? The rights. I was told by one of the guides a couple years ago that, get as much as you can coming in here because they say that they may one day shut off access to the King's Chamber. I said, why would they do that? He said, well, they're afraid that, it's going to, the pyramids, earthquake or something could make it unstable. Like, this thing has been here for thousands of years. It's not going to become unstable. That's foolishness. What's happening is they've discovered something technological about it. So
NASA owns the rights to the interior of the Great Pyramid.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Can't shit in peace without NASA. That's fucking.
Tell me that ain't dodgy though.
That's fucking weird. It's summit.
Why did they want to own the rights to the pyramid? Hey, Shay?
I want to know how the fuck they'd even buy the rights to that something like that.
Perhaps it was given to them.
I was going to say, who would they speak to?
The Prime Minister, Egyptian Prime Minister, maybe.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah, good point. Whatever
Yeah,
land it's sat on, whoever owns it.
Yeah, but to be fair, do you really think that the Egyptian Prime Minister has any control over something that's been there for thousands of years and probably seen more people than he has women?
Yeah, true.
Well, we know that for sure, but it's just crazy to think, though, isn't it? What's been around? What's still getting found out? Like, if you tell anyone, about that Mars thing, they'd probably think you're oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But why are we not going back to Mars? Why has Elon abandoned it for a while?
Mm.
Because he was all about Mars, weren't he? And then all of a sudden he's just like, ain't on, no, ain't on. You notice that?
Yeah, do you want to see something cool?
Go on.
You see it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, isn't it crazy? Like the Sphinx.
That's odd.
Oh, hang
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Wait there. Trying to make it a little bit. What the fuck? There you go.
I normally right click on it and go open imaging new tab. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right, the face there is
Like-
the same face as that there.
Yeah.
And then I just read another one. Hang on, where was it? Where's it gone? It's about pyramids. Scrolling through. Where the
It's nuts though.
fuck did it go? Now it's like that first one's disappeared.
What?
What?
Oh.
I've seen that, and then I scroll down a bit more. Right, this is fucking. This is annoying. See if that helps.
It is mental though.
Proof of life, no. Where the fuck was he? Fucking Jesus, man. Life on Mars. Yeah, we got that bit. Then. If I go back a page. There it is.
Right. Then you get out
No.
up on screen.
I was going to say, it doesn't even look like a pyramid, it just looks like a rock.
No.
Was it not on. Am I still not streaming? No.
No. You need to change it.
Wait, stop. Oh, yeah. I've got it where it's not. It's showing set tabs in it.
Yeah.
Wait. Entire screen. That one. There we go.
Yeah.
I never guess what. I fucking lost it again. Right. There. That was it. But then to me, that just
That's
looks
how
like
it
a
was.
normal. I was going to say, it just looks like a normal image. But then that other one was more clear. Oh, these pop ups just flip off. Ah, that's the other one I was going to show you. Mad does that look?
Damn.
Fucking hell.
There's one where it shows you There, shows you multiple.
Right, Daniel?
Yep.
Yeah, take one. I'll talk about it in another because I need to go back and visit it, but they don't believe that we visit Mars. They believe that we go to a place in Canada.
Oh, they do?
Mm.
Who said that?
It was ages ago. Someone put as a thing, a theory that we don't visit Mars. We visit where is it? The Mars place like that looks.
You know, I heard Elon Musk is building a rocket to go to Mars.
He said
Either-
it so many times.
Either he already did or he's going to.
There's a couple of places that I don't even know about that actually looks like Mars, but Devon Island, that's it. Devon Island, Canada. There you go. Oh, that's crazy. What, John?
I'm not going to go too much into it, but do you know the person we've been sat watching tweets and shit? They've put fucking loads more up. Yeah.
Right, we'll discuss that off there tomorrow when we can go through it. He's back thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna end it here, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. Go and subscribe to all of the people you see in my description. Thank you all for coming in tonight, everyone.
No, thanks for having me.
Great.
You're
Thanks for
welcome,
having
John.
me.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Shay. And thank you for joining me, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Take care, everyone. Love and be kind. Stay awesome. And remember, like Fox Mulder always used to say, the truth is out there. Take care, everyone.